Hey there, and welcome to Redefining Value, a deep dive into how basketball fans, media, and narratives all collide when it comes to naming the NBA's most valuable player. I'm Ray Glass, a fan, researcher, and someone who spent a lot of time this season scrolling, reading, and reflecting on one of the most controversial MVP races in recent memory, Nikola Jokic versus Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. If you're a Thunder fan, you're probably still celebrating. If you're a Nuggets fan, firstly, I hope you're okay, and second, you might be scratching your head a little. If you're anything like me, you're somewhere in between, fascinated, confused, and maybe a little suspicious of how we even decide who's most valuable in the first place. I want to unpack what this MVP race tells us, not just about the players, but about us, fans, voters, and the culture that shapes these conversations. Most valuable player. Sounds simple enough, but the more you think about it, the more it unravels. Is it the best player? The most important to their team, the most consistent, the most watchable, the guy with the best stats? The answer is yes and no. It changes year to year, and that's not me deciding. That's something even the most dedicated fans admit. Here's a quote I found on the basketball subreddit r/NBA Talk. Literal definition of the words most valuable player. I totally agree that Jokic is it. However, we all know that the MVP award means something a little different. They're right. The MVP isn't a math formula. It's a narrative. It's a storyline that builds across an 82-game arc. And when it works, we all feel that narrative, even if we can't justify it perfectly. So what's SGA's narrative? First off, he was ready. He's been on the rise for a while, but this year, he put together an undeniable resume. Led the league in drives, got the scoring title, played both ends of the court, stayed healthy too. Most importantly, he led the Oklahoma City Thunder to 68 wins on the season. That's a big deal. Team success gives him credibility. But what pushed him over the top wasn't just performance. It was narrative timing. He's the new guy, the fresh face, the didn't expect this, but now we can't ignore it storyline. MVP voters love that. Fans love that. And when you compare it to Jokic, who has been statistically dominating for years now, it is kind of obvious why voters lean toward SGA this time. Another user on Reddit, this time in r/NBA discussion, put it this way. It's not even the best player award. It's a weird blend of best player, best teams, and best season. It seems the last point is prioritized with a good bit of narrative flavoring. This idea of narrative flavoring is crucial. Jokic's brilliance is expected by now. SGA's season felt emergent. MVP voters are human, just like us, and it is human nature to be drawn to something new. After the MVP was announced, the reaction split. On Reddit, most people were calm, but on TikTok and Instagram, people were furious. I saw words like robbery, joke, and rigged. You'd think the league handed the trophy to a backup center on a losing team. One Redditor, and shout out to this guy, he provided an incredibly deep analysis, argued that part of the frustration wasn't just about numbers. It was about style. Shai's game is incredibly effective, but it's not flashy. He drives. He gets to the line. He plays with this calm, rhythmic efficiency. He's not dunking over three guys or throwing no-look lobs. And to a lot of fans, that doesn't feel like MVP basketball. Jokic, on the other hand, he's fun to watch. He throws passes that make you pause and rewind. He plays like a guard while being 7 foot. Luka has a similar effect. And Steph. Even Westbrook's MVP season can be explained with this alluring chaos. So whether people admit it or not, it's clear aesthetics play a huge role in the MVP debate. And it's not unfair, it's just human. We reward the players who feel larger than life. Let's talk about positions. Everyone says the NBA is positionless, and that's kind of true. But when it comes to MVPs, we still tend to gravitate towards ball-dominant guards and wings. The guys who control the game in a visible, dramatic way. Jokic has broken that mold in recent years. He's a center who passes like a point guard. But even with that, you still see fans struggle to feel his value compared to someone like SGA. It's not logical. Jokic is the system in Denver. He's averaging a triple-double. But we have to note that he already has 3 MVPs. Voters are used to this kind of dominance by now. Shai's high-usage scoring dominance and high team record fits the MVP mold more comfortably. So here's where I land. The MVP award is not and has never been a pure reflection of stats. It's a reflection of what we value in a given moment. This year, we valued freshness. We valued team success. We valued a new face stepping up and becoming a superstar. And that's fine. In fact, that's part of what makes the MVP award so fascinating. It tells us who we are and what we crave. It tells us what we're tired of and what stories we want to believe in. Does that mean that Jokic was robbed? No, but it does mean that the bar moves. And when the bar moves, value becomes a story, not just a stat. That's what fascinated me in reading through MVP discussions. Fans know this. They are not naive. They talk about narrative shifts. They reference past MVPs like Nash or Westbrook. They debate voter fatigue. They call out double standards. And they reflect on how our definitions of greatness evolve. In the end, the MVP isn't just about celebrating one player. It's about holding up a mirror and asking what we get excited about. Who do we reward? Who deserves the spotlight? These are questions that go beyond basketball. So whether you're Team Jokic or SGA or just in the middle like me, thanks for listening. This has been Redefining Value, a deep dive into a debate that, honestly, says more about us than it does the players. If this sparks something for you, keep the discussion going. I'm Ray Glass. Thanks for thinking this through with me. And no matter who wins next year, you can bet the story will be just as interesting.